Mr. Fred.
Yes.
You know, it's a privilege once again to have you and to talk about, how you can cut down the cost of production
Yeah.
when you are a goat farmer
Yeah.
in terms of your feeding.
Yeah.
I came to see what you've done here, and
Yeah.
it's marvelous. Yeah. It's marvelously,
Yeah.
very, very inspiring. So
Yeah.
can you take me through,
Yeah.
why you planted this and
Yeah.
where did you even get it from?
Yeah. So, so cutting down costs. So let's look at, so if you want to start, so this is not only for goat farming, it's for all livestock. So
Okay.
your rabbits, your pigs, your goats, your cattle, your
Really?
sheep, they all eat it, right? So it's
Okay.
basically for livestock farming.
Okay.
And, if you're into livestock farming, then you know that the biggest issue we have here is feed.
Feeding, yeah.
Right? You look at your cattle farming, it's not just costing you, the farmer, but then it's going to the extent of actually losing lives. If you look at the number of lives that have been lost between the Fulani herdsmen and our communities in the north, in Nigeria, like everywhere, it's pathetic, right?
Very
like,
pathetic.
Meanwhile, we have fertile lands across these communities.
Yeah.
This is a grass that is seed that you can basically just throw it. You don't even have to put it on the ground. You just broadcast it, it rains and it grows back.
Really?
Right? And then this grass, you can have it, depend on how you maintain your soil, maybe 10 to even 15 years without planting again. Right? You harvest it every 4 weeks, it grows back in the rainy season. Right? So this could solve a lot of issues, but personally,
a lot of issues.
Personally to me, it was about scalability.
Okay.
When you want to do livestock farming, you don't want to have just 2-3 cows. It's not sustainable. It can't take care of you, whether you're doing business or hobby. So for you to be able to scale and have enough livestock, whether it being goat, cow, sheep, you need to have the source of feed, because somebody will say, oh, I go and pick cassava peels. How many cassava peels can you pick for 100 goats?
How many people even eat cassava?
Exactly. If you're in Accra, where do you even go and pick that? Right. So to me, it was very important that I find a way to feed my animal.
Okay.
There are so many other ways, but what is the most cost effective?
Okay.
And that's when I came across this grass, which is originally actually from Uganda.
From Uganda?
Yes, this grass is originally from Uganda.
The same African country.
The same African country. And that's why it does well here and in Brazil, in Mexico, because of the climate.
Okay.
So this, you come here in the dry season, it's still green. It doesn't dry during the dry season.
And it doesn't fade in color?
No. Okay. Of course, in the rainy season, between 4 to 6 weeks, I will cut it every 4 to 6 weeks. In the dry season, it might take longer time because, of course, it's not raining, so it's not growing as fast as it should. But it doesn't dry.
It doesn't dry.
Just that you'll be cutting it maybe every 2 to 3 months instead of cutting it every 1 to maybe 1.5 months in the rainy season.
And in the drying season, when you cut it, does it grow?
Yes, it grows, but not as fast as in the rainy season. But it's still green. The color doesn't change. If the color is changing here, you see that is the soil.
Okay.
Right. So here I actually plowed, used the machine, the caterpillar machine, to basically clear the whole thing. Okay. So some of the places where there were hills are not fertile. Exactly. But if you apply fertilizer, I never apply any fertilizer. Some people do. You will have a very leveled one. The color is going to be the same, but the nutritious value is the same. It actually has 18%, up to 18% protein in this.
That means naturally that the ground is very fertile. Yeah.
But then this plant, this seed, that's why it's so nutritious, and it has 18%.
Survives mostly in this kind of land.
Yeah.
So where did you come across it?
So
your scope of research is too wide.
Yeah, it was wide. It was wide. I basically knew that I need source of feed in order to succeed in the livestock industry. And I'm telling you guys, if you are thinking about going into a livestock industry, the time for random grazing, goats and cows walking around, in the next 10 years, even chiefs now have started banning road roaming.
Yes, exactly.
Don't let that catch up to you if you really want to do livestock farming seriously. This grass, you plant it even at your backyard. You cut it, dry it, bale it, use rope to tie it. You can keep this grass for 3 years without going bad. And then you feed the dryness to the goats or the cow or whatever you're giving to. So before you even go and purchase your goat, your cow, plant it, harvest it, store it once you have enough, so that when they come, you're actually feeding them with what you planted last year. You need to do serious business, right? You need to be
Wow,
thinking
yes,
about
yes,
this,
yes,
right?
exactly.
So to me,
All right.
I started my research. I remember I was in California because I had already gone to visit a ranch
Okay.
that had about 70,000 cows.
That made you
So
mad.
I was like, so that morning I woke up, research. I found this research institute in Kenya
Okay.
called ILRI, and they had brought this grass back to Africa from Mexico, no,
Okay.
from Brazil.
Okay.
And they were trying to make sure that, you know, it will fit our climate, it doesn't bring any pests.
Okay.
It's a big institution in Kenya.
In Kenya.
So that day, I sent everybody in that office an email, about 30 emails, and it all pointed to one man.
Okay.
So then he called me and says,
Charlie, I've seen your
He's like,
seriousness.
he's like, no. He's like, I'm here in New York. Do you want to come? I was like, yes. I jumped from California to New York, went to meet him. He says, I can give you, but this is now being introduced in Africa,
Okay.
and it's a big organization. So you need permit from your government
Okay.
to prove that you are actually allowed to bring this seed.
Okay.
It's like, don't worry. 3 days, I jumped from the plane from California to Ghana. I went into the Ministry of Agric.
Really?
I was like, yeah, I want to import a seed. What do I need to do? They said, go to plant and then research. I went there. They said, bring a letter. I sat there, wrote a letter, typed it on my computer, gave it to them. In a week time, they gave me a permit.
Okay.
I sent it to this guy in Kenya, and then he DHL.
Okay.
He actually DHL 5 kg
5
to
kilo.
me.
Okay.
That's all. And then I came. I nested. I remember when I came, it was raining. It was 28th of May. I started nesting it. My cattle ranch was. He thought he didn't even know I was the owner of the farm because he had never met me when I came. So he was so surprised, like, what is he doing? This man is raining and he's out. So I nested, it grew, and then I started transplanting. I covered about maybe 3 acres. It started doing well. Then I would cut, send pictures and send to him. He would give me and then my cattle started eating it. And then I started baling it manually. I was like, this could be it. So I uprooted everything manually and spreaded it again. So I increased that. Then one day a man came to me and says, I want a lot of this. I was like, this is all what I have. What do you mean you want a lot? This man sat on me. He actually stayed in the hotel here and make sure I dig some of this for him to take to a breed. I was like, how do we expand this? So I again went back to researching. So then these guys connected me to the guys in Brazil.
Okay.
And then I had to visit them. And then went to them and they said, yes, this came from what is it called? Uganda.
Uganda, yeah.
And it's working for us. They have cows that they fed these to that have become very big, and that's all they give to them. So I was like, I need this in Ghana.
That's serious.
Yeah, Charlie. So it was a lot of up and down, but finally I was able to convince them, and now they ship it to me in Ghana, and that's why we're able to also sell to other farmers for them to plant, because it's a lifesaver if you really want to do this.
Everything is about knowledge.
Yeah.
Once you get the knowledge, so before getting into any field of farming,
Yeah.
you have to do a very wider scope of research.
Yeah.
It will help you. At least it will take you down cost of, let's say, 50%.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know, you end up incurring some additional cost which is not even permittable.
Yeah.
So if somebody is using this kind of feed to
Yeah.
feed its cattle or
Yeah.
sheep,
Yeah.
how is this safer from the
The local one.
the local ones?
Yeah. So the only thing that's different is that the protein content. So everything we eat for its nutritious value.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So if you're eating your meat, you're like, oh, I'm getting protein from chicken gram. Then let me take some fufu. I'm getting starch, energy, right?
Carbo
So
and this kind of
exactly. So the local grass actually has 4%.
The local grass
has 4% protein content. Right, so you're looking at your napier, all those, and then this has up to 18%.
Really?
Right, so that's the only reason. And then secondly, no, not the only reason, the first reason, and then secondly, this is drought resistant.
Okay.
So in the dry season, all your local grass you will see will dry, but this doesn't dry. Thirdly, this is more leafy. So if you look at this grass, it's all leaf.
Yes.
But the local grass has stem.
Yeah.
right? So then you
can
don't,
locate them,
so you don't have enough feed.
Okay.
So this, when I cut one, it's a lot.
Okay.
The local grass, if you cut one, is just, you see, so they eat everything.
Okay. They eat everything.
Everything. So once
So
you cut it,
everything from the ground.
from the ground all the way up. Right. So to me, that's why I decided to go with this.
Hey, Charlie.
Yeah. So, but obviously, of course, you need to add certain nutrients to it.
Yeah.
But for protein,
wise.
this is what I use for protein.
Okay.
Of course, I'll add a bit of corn for fiber and different other things. But for protein, this is what I will use.
So for enriched protein, you can use this kind of feed. And you know, when someone needs the seed, or personally, if somebody wants you to grow some for, you know, his farm or something of that sort, are you available?
Yeah. So we have a store in Achimota,
Okay.
by the Achimota DVLA.
Okay.
We can put the number also on the screen. You can contact. Come to the store yourself. We also do deliver to, you know, anywhere.
Achimota.
Achimota.
Is it the only type you have?
No. We have different kind of, We have alfalfa, we have Bermuda.
Alfalfa.
Yeah.
Bermuda.
Yeah. So again, just like human, you can't eat banku every day, right? No. So you want to blend it up a little bit, you know. So
by the time I leave here, I'm too fortified. Okay.
You know, so we have a bit of variety so that you grow a little bit small of everything, right? And then you blend it together, and then you know, it gives them a little bit of flavor as well.
Okay.
Right. So it's all at the store. Pass by the store if you can, or contact us. You know, somebody will speak to you and explain to you, depending on what. Because of even, there's a lot of guidance we need to give you. You know, we think that because
you can't just stand up and grow it. You have to go through some series of education.
Yeah. Because of the high protein content in the plants that we have, there is actually a minimum amount of time that you have to let them graze on it.
Oh, okay.
You know, they graze on our local grass all day because it's not so rich. But this one, you have to regulate it. Otherwise, you actually get bloat and all different things as well. Yes. It's like if you're eating egg 24/7. What do you think will happen to you?
Die.
Exactly. So it's the same mechanism. They are living beings. So.
You know, the way your body responds to certain things, that's the same way they also respond to to certain things. You understand? You know, Mr. Fred, we would like to, you know, sign up here. We are highly motivated. Within a short while, I'll call you to also visit my farm.
Okay, I will come.
You know, for me, I'm also going to start something. You know, the best way to see to what, you know, you learn is to take action. So, you know, take actions to whatever you see on the platform. At least the numbers are there. Just pick it up. Talk to Mr. Fred. You know, he's a mentor. You know, he teaches on, you know, just go to his platform, you know, Farming in Africa. You see him always live and color. Follow him for more videos on, you know, goat farming. And in fact, you know, he's going to be a blessing to you. You understand? So your last words to my viewers.
I think, you know, farming is recreative. There is a lot of potential. In the next, you know, 5 to 10 years, a lot of focus and money is going to come into agriculture. Take advantage of it. Start in your best possible way. Take avenues like this to learn, research, you know, gain knowledge, start something, dream big, and the sky will be your limit, you know.
Wow, you know, take a stroll, come visit the farm, see how things are going. He's really doing well. You know, bring more businesses, more investors, you understand. He grows, you know, any quantity. He's having about 130 acres of this kind of, you know, plantation. So visit it. You know, make your orders available. They are ready to supply you. Visit the farm, you know, the store at Achimota, and get your seeds. You understand? Call them for guidance and anything. You understand? Just subscribe to the channel. You understand?
Something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear